In the last episode, we spoke about the power of the early matriarchal societies and an open acceptance of sexuality as part of spirituality. We know that history strongly showed that the female sexual archetype primacy gradually became weaker over centuries and was replaced by patriarchal societies and religions. Here we use the term archetype to represent a model or prototype on which the understanding of sexuality was built. Matriarchal and patriarchal represent a type of social organization in which females or males are the leaders. Going forward, we want to address some questions. What took place that shifted that power to patriarchal societies? What happened to separate sexuality from spirituality so that they are now antagonistic instead of compatible? What is currently taking place in our evolving society about our sexuality and spirituality? Would you believe that the development of agriculture, primitive forms of writing, the introduction of the coin into commerce, a change in the collective consciousness of tribes, and cultural transformation firmly directed this change? Well, it did. From the 8th to the 3rd century BCE, it is generally called the Axial Period. This term was created by the German philosopher Karl Jaspers. What is fascinating about this period was that different regions underwent the same changes without any apparent direct contact between them. New ways of thinking and behaving occurred independently in China, India, Persia, and the Greek and Roman cultures. Most of the ancient philosophers and saints, who are still sources of inspiration for present-day religious and spiritual movements, were alive during that era. There were Socrates, Pythagoras, Buddha, Mahavira, Confucius, Lao Tzu, and the Hebrew prophets. Male-dominated rational, analytic, and individualistic thinking took root and stayed. Social structures began changing. Agriculture, domestication of animals, the formation of new tribes with similar interests and philosophies were the prototypes for emerging religions and nations. The emerging platform on which the new way could be built shifted control from females to males. Males now had the power to protect, barter with coins, form armies, act as judges and policymakers for the tribes. The evolving change was built on concepts of morality through philosophies such as karma. The old spirituality was considered the natural order, while the evolving one was now the higher order. This grew into moralizing religions. Instead of identifying abusive political, military, and financial power as the problem, the higher order used the metaphor of sexual difference to separate itself from the natural order. Women symbolized that world. It involved sickness, death, birth, menstrual cycle, chaos, and desires of the flesh. The sexuality of women was included here. This extended to gods and goddesses as well. Statues of male gods became noticeably more substantial in size than those of the goddesses. Even the birth of the goddesses were dependent on male gods. Aphrodite, the goddess of sex, love, and beauty, was said to have emerged from the foam generated by the severed testicles of Uranus. Athena sprung from the forehead of Zeus. Scholars like Franker, Noonan, Lawrence, Prescott, and their teams suggest a radical shift beginning during the Axial Period in gender power from males to females. The emergence of male-biased monotheistic Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and male-controlled monogamy dominance were the tools. Monotheism is the belief that there is only one form of God, which is male. Currently, there is a claim that a new axial age is unfolding. In the next episodes, we will follow sexuality and spirituality through the Middle Ages and explore the remarkable shift that modern-day sexuality is facing.